The scholastic worldview is built on balance, connection, senses turned into action through deliberation, motion from one stage to the next, an overlapping grid, 3 rows for the 3 powers of the soul, columns bringing each row to completion. Today's focus, Stage 4, Apprehension, turning passions into concepts. Well, not exactly. Technically speaking, it's the phantasms from stage 1 that are the matter formed into concepts. Phantasms presented to that higher level by the agent intellect. The passions motivate why and how this happens, and that's important whether we end up with ignorance or overcomplicating things. Matter and form together, rejecting the error which claims our mind can do nothing, can reach no farther than to combine sense data, cannot invent one new idea, i.e. a mind that cannot think, suggesting that objectively real concepts and essences are void of content, and yet he still gets paid to write about them. We get the point, though. An intellect would be false if it understood an object otherwise than as it is. And that's what we'd be doing if we said, for example, that a color can exist outside of a colored body. That would be an error. Yes, but color can be understood independent of matter. You can think about green without thinking about a green stone. Remember that concepts that we're aiming at are mental. They're inside the mind. We're not thinking about where greenness came from or where stoneness came from in the first point. And yeah, matter matters. And so the intellect would be false if it abstracted the species of a stone from its matter in such a way as to regard the species as not existing in matter. In other words, the immaterial stone does not exist. Sorry, Plato, but it doesn't exist. That would be the opposite looking error, denying not forms in general, but denying specific identifiable individuating forms. Seeing instead the universe itself as the object's own soul, its inherent nature, its very essence. Pantheism, the universe as a single, variegated experience with no independent reals to contradict each other. Or worse, all reals becoming useless, ghosts to which we are indifferent. There is no spoon. Hey, it's a good movie, but it's bad philosophy. And again, we get the point. Matter itself is passive. Understanding requires activity. And that's you, your intellect, an active agent in the specific human way, proceeding by means of sensible forms and material things, not as the first cause. That's not how things exist in the universe, but it's the cause that allows us to gather knowledge about them and form concepts in our mind. And that's a lot. So we will let Aristotle summarize it. The intellect understands the species in the phantasms.